Hi everybody. I got Thoth to get on the fucking camera. He doesn't like doing this.
I'm liking it.
You
The
like
subject's better for me.
Okay. For all the people that don't know who we are, which is basically, pardon the noise, it was basically the entire world. We're called Tribal Baroque. I'm Lila'Angelique.
And at the same time, there are a lot of people who know us around the world.
Yeah.
So I'm Thoth.
Thoth, how long have you been playing?
My entire life.
Longer than I've been alive?
Yes. That's
So, like 35 years?
fun. Are we talking about playing outside or playing in
Playing
general?
outside.
Yeah, I've been playing outside since I was a waiter. And then I lost my job because of the closure of the business. And what else am I going to do?
But street perform.
My best friend told me, why don't you just play the violin out in the BART station? So I did. I started it. And immediately it proved to be fun.
And you started to play your own music pretty quick.
I was playing Bach at that time, and then Bach and Tchaikovsky and a few violin concertos. And I would play those for about an hour or two, and then I would, at the end, just start doing what I do really well, and that is improvise. And I found that the attention that happened when I improvised was just as focused as doing any of the classics, maybe even more so. And I slowly went more and more towards my own music. It happened quite quickly.
Yeah. And then I was in San Francisco, and then he moved to New York in 1999, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. And then I met him in the end of 2008. And we've basically been street performing together. We met in New York City at the Angel Tunnel in Central Park, where he played for basically 10 years before I met him. So
It was about 10 years.
yeah, so we've been doing something that's very unusual and strange for about 15 years together. We both play violin and sing. And we've performed together thousands of times, I'd say, for hundreds of thousands of people all over the world. Yet we're still pretty unknown. And we're now in Southeast Asia, living and traveling, and we're moving to Bali at the end of the month. And I'm starting to experience the vlog channel, which I've been running for 10 years, starting to get more attention. The vlogs, the individual vlogs are getting more views and thus more likes and dislikes. And I'm used to seeing mostly just getting a couple of likes and one nice comment here and there for the last 10 years. And these days it's been some mostly nice comments and then a couple of really nasty comments coming out of nowhere with usernames that I don't recognize. People have basically just discovered us, I don't know. And then some videos getting, where one video gets 10 likes and 10 dislikes, which is something I'm not used to experiencing. So it's been surprising for me. And
Both of us really like to be liked,
yeah.
so it creates an issue.
Mm-hmm.
And today we dealt with that issue very deeply.
Yeah.
So what are we wanting? Do we want to be liked? And if people know us better, are we liked and more, or what happens? We started to realize that if we are known more, then we're disliked more, and do we like that?
Yeah, we both struggled forever wanting to be liked, just like anybody else. And they both Thoth and I have never really considered that people don't like us. It's never been something that has really been in our minds. It's hard to imagine even that people would not like what we do, wouldn't like our music, and wouldn't like the way we are.
We were just like, I did a prayformance in Plovdiv in Bulgaria, and I was disliked very strongly there, and that was an interesting experience for us.
Yeah.
Somewhat traumatic and interesting, and it resulted in some very profitable connections.
There was one individual who basically verbally attacked him, and there's a video of it. And it got the video that I shared on YouTube and on our Instagram page got more attention than anything I've shared in a long, long time. And it seems to me like the internet really likes drama, and drama in the not positive sense of the word. And there was mostly there was a lot of support, but a couple of people wrote some pretty nasty things saying, of course you guys got attacked, look at the way you dress, look at the way you are. Why should anybody like you or think that you're, you get out of our country, we don't like the way you are. So that's weird.
But it's interesting to have such animosity, because what it can do, and I do like that, it can make me very feisty. Not only am my desire to be liked comes up, and I want to convince that person that they should like me, but also a counter to that comes up, and it's like, you dislike me, so what? I'm going to continue doing this, and I'm going to do it even more. Here we go. And that drives me very strongly. I love that. It's somewhat of a combat, and I am a big warrior. So when somebody steps up against me, then I come back pretty heavily.
Yeah.
I'm a gentle bunny. I'm like the killer bunny.
From Spamalot.
The Spamalot bunny.
Spamalot bunny.
I'm really gentle, and I'm really sweet to people who, when they're gentle and sweet, and when they're not, then they come up against my roar.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that really interesting and stimulating. So these little hate mails that we're getting is kind of exciting me. I'm really wanting to do it more. I have some ideas that will really upset you.
And we've what we do is very strange, but both of us don't see ourselves as strange. And I don't see myself as someone who is unlikable. So we're very kind to people. We are social with people. We are nice to people. We try to help people as much as we can.
We do help people.
And we're good people.
We live for the sake of service.
Yeah.
We don't live for the sake of greed like most of you. We're service people, service oriented.
Why do you say you?
Because I'm talking to them. They're right there.
Are they?
Yep.
Right.
The haters are looking at us right now.
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
And so I'm speaking to them.
And I'm curious to, like, when people dislike our videos, I'm not really sure why, because it's just us living our lives. I've always seen people disliking videos as just a petty, stupid, childish thing for people to do. But it's interesting because it actually draws more attention to us when people dislike. When people dislike or like, it doesn't matter, just so long as they have some kind of reaction. And it's been interesting lately to experience people disliking us, because people have disliked us all along. We've just kind of been delusional in thinking that they did like us.
I've had people dislike me for my entire time playing out.
Mm-hmm.
Just wearing a skirt, people dislike me. They hate that I wear a skirt. And so they hold that against me. They hated the way I sang. They hated the way I played the violin. The violin is supposed to be in an orchestra. So hatred is not something that I'm unaccustomed to. It's just the denial having to do with it. It's like, really? People really dislike me?
People really,
That's
like,
not
some people
possible.
hate us. Yeah.
I'm a kind person. I
Yeah.
can tell them I'm kind.
And that's something that we've always felt is like if we could explain ourselves to anyone, they would understand. They would know that we're good people. We would, people, there was a comment recently that said our existence in this area of the world is disgusting. And it's not a statement I can even slightly understand. Like I literally do not understand why someone would think that or feel that way about us in any capacity. Doesn't make any sense to me at all.
I think it was probably disgusting that I'm wearing a dress in Southeast Asia.
Maybe.
If the Southeast Asians are in the world, the people who still wear sarongs and the men wear sarongs, it's a curious thing. Perhaps it's the way I smile at everybody because I have a missing tooth. And
Maybe
that
that's
missing tooth is
disgusting.
upsetting. It's disgusting to you.
Or maybe it's because he's so much older than me. I don't
Maybe,
know.
yes, I'm so much older
Something
than
something we don't think about. I'm 35 and he's almost 70 years old.
But I'm a baby.
He's my baby.
So we are confused by it at the same time. Bring it on.
Yeah, I don't care.
Bring it on. We can take it. And in fact, it's inspiring us.
Yeah, it is.
So keep hating us.
Yeah. Well, I think it's something that's been, for me, has always been a state of kind of, that's held me back over the years with sharing online. As a creative, unusual artist, I've always kind of known that intrinsically that the wider world wouldn't understand, and that people behind their computer screens will say nasty things because they can. Nobody's going to come up to us in public and say, you guys are disgusting,
Yeah.
or you guys are crazy or stupid, or no one would ever do that.
No, everybody's afraid of us.
Yeah.
We're not everybody, but that particular hater
Yeah.
would be afraid of us.
Haters are afraid.
They stay behind the screen because they can easily say stupid comments to us. But
Yeah.
if they see us on the street, they would be scared to deal with us because we're too out there, and they
Yeah.
would be out there, and they would be outed, and that would be problematic for them.
And I'm not afraid to tell people to fuck off. I'm not afraid to. We've both grown. Well, I think I can speak for myself. I've grown quite a thick skin in regards to living and traveling, and I used to get very hurt and offended by people being mean online or doing or saying nasty things to us because, like I said, we both know that we're good people, and it's mind-boggling. But it's been a kind of a limitation for both of us that we wanted to be liked. We wanted to be loved like everybody else, and really, in order for us to find our audience and find success, we have to push past that hate and kind of embrace it, actually. And we are. It's interesting.
In a sense, we're announcing this. It's
Yeah.
really, it's kind of a breakthrough for us.
Yeah.
And that's the irony of it, is that somebody, or some of you, have written hateful comments to us, hateful statements, talking about disliking our videos, and we're like, oh, right. And then I'm very neutral to that. It just makes me really feisty and makes me.
You're not neutral to it. It makes you feisty and fiery and excited to clap
Me
back
excited.
at people. Yeah.
I'm inspired to rebut,
Yeah.
and I can rebut quite articulately, so it's interesting from that standpoint.
But I think this is something that original creative artists face in every way, every walk of life, is that original creative artists who've been striving and struggling away, trying to share their unique expression for, decades of their lives, they butt up against this hate, and it causes them to shrink down because they're afraid. And I have
Some artists.
some artists. I have a sister, for example, who's always telling me how brave I am. You're so brave, and I don't see myself as brave, but she has an outside perspective on me that she sees what a freak I am, and I don't see that in myself because I've always been this way. I don't see we don't see our relationship or our way of interrelating or our way of interacting with the world as being strange or unusual at all. It's just the way we are. And it's, so it's,
And it's mainly just embracing the love for ourselves. In fact, that feistiness is, I want to love you even more, even though you are hating, is that kind of feeling. It's the, I will continue to love you even though you hate me.
yeah,
And I really, really stand strong in that. I will always be of service.
yeah. And social media is such a toxic thing for originality and creativity, as I've seen. It doesn't really promote beauty and magic. It promotes negativity and hatred and controversy. That's why there are very famous people who are really horrible people with really bad energy. So you can hate us all you want, and we'll continue to do our thing and continue to be magical. And you can think whatever you'd like to, can make any assumption you'd like about us, and we'll continue to do our thing, and we'll continue to share and make our magic and do our thing, and it actually helps us and inspires us. The more you hate us, the stronger we become.
And the more I'll dance in the plazas.
The more we'll share our thoughts and feelings about life and how much we believe in our work and in ourselves and in our magic and in our color, and bringing that into all parts of the world. Your assumptions and judgments about us just make us stronger. And it's interesting to realize that, isn't it?
I think so. It's a breakthrough.
Yeah, it's something that's really held us from the world, is our fear of being hated. And
it could even sound interesting to people that we would have such a issue to work with.
yeah,
But we all have issues, and issues are the thing that help us grow. As you become more and more evolved, you have to, your issues become more and more subtle, more and more difficult, more and more difficult. And this was a difficult one. It was hard to see, hard to maneuver around, because it seemed so in a certain place. And this, I'm a good person. I should be loved, and so why should we even acknowledge that there's hating? And when it comes, we're like, oh, that's a deranged person or something.
no, but the truth is that's actually a lot of people.
That's more.
Yeah, that's more people than more people don't like us or hate us than love us.
Yeah, I would say that's true right now.
Yeah, it's just we've been staying within a small community of people, a very small community of people that really do love us. We do have a small audience of people that have been following us for a long time and love us and have compassion for us when things go wrong and things are hard. But the wider reach we have, the more people are going to dislike and hate, not like. But through that, we will find our way to the right people.
So I think that one of the things that's going to happen in the future, that one is I'm kind of inspired to speak a bit more about what my ideas are. And some of those ideas are extremely against the status quo, because just the idea of service as a mode of being is against the Western world, because the Western world's all about gaining as much material as possible, stepping on the other person's head to get ahead, becoming in greed, amassing material wealth. And that's not interesting to me. I believe that it is service that does it all. And this is what I have in my work been devotional towards.
And it does. That's what your life has shown, that
it does.
His life has been a devotional life, and he's been taken care of. It's amazing to witness that in my life. And every day he inspires me, every single day. takes care of himself, he works out, he eats well, he gets dressed up every day, and he doesn't let things get him down. He doesn't let things stop him from continuing to be himself, and he's twice my age, you know. So,
There's no addictions.
yeah.
Purified. So those who have addictions like yourselves, you need to match that, and I dare you to.
Yeah, most people are addicted to their phones, or, you know, anybody who
To
writes
booze,
stupid
to
comments
drugs.
or scrolling on their phones or sitting on their computers, not doing anything with their lives, most likely. That's maybe a judgment, but most likely it's not going to be somebody who's living a very productive life, who's going to go online and lash out at two creative strangers that they've never met before.
And even if they're doing something, that the reason they're doing that, or the reason you're doing that, is for greed. You're trying to amass money.
Money,
You're trying to gain money, and you're trying to get possessions. You're trying to overmatch somebody else and try to get more than they have, so you can have a better status.
Have more stuff.
More stuff.
We're not like that. We have things. We buy things when we need them, but we buy art supplies and food and flights and housing and stuff. And I don't owe anybody any explanation about the way we live our lives. But it is interesting to be. Yeah, we live pretty frugally, and we're in a position now where we don't need anybody's approval anymore. We don't need anybody to like us. We can actually have everybody hating us, and it won't affect our lives at all.
And won't stop us from doing what we're doing.
No, because we have groups of people all over the world who love us and who understand us and embrace us for the way we are. And actually there have been people over the years who initially said that they didn't like us, or they thought we were nuts, and then they came around and watched us play our music, got to know us, and they realized we were really nice people. And that I know is true. And I find it laughable that I have to even bother with stupid comments online. But I do like to try and engage with people instead of just saying that they're just idiots. I try to treat people like human beings when they leave stupid comments, no matter how nasty they are. Thoth would be different from me in that way. But the truth is that we are the way we are, and we don't owe anybody anything, don't owe anybody any explanation. I don't even owe anybody these videos. I'm doing it because I want to do them, and they're my joy to share. It's an art project for me, and people hating is a waste of everybody's time. But you can go on hating, like I said. Go on and hate as much as you want. And I'm hoping that we can open dialogue with people that are hating us and see if we can have communication with them instead of people just pass a judgment on us. And I would love for the channel to be a place where people could learn about us and understand who we are and what we do and why we do what we do. And maybe some people who have strong judgments against us can get to know us and learn about who we are, and maybe learn to be more compassionate and understanding towards others in this future instead of just pass an instant judgment. We try not to judge others because we know how much we've been judged in life, and we're really realizing how much we are judged, and we're going to keep being ourselves. Anything else?
I love being me.
I love being me too.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.